Hi there. And how we doing this evening? You feeling good tonight? No problems? Not hungover? Not partying too hard today? You doing good? I hope so. I hope so. Well, you're at the right place because we're going to spend a little time this evening talking about step one of the 12 steps of recovery. If you're not familiar with it, and even if you are familiar with it, it's good to review it anyway, and share it with somebody who needs it. Bottom line, right? Share it with somebody who needs it. Okay, let's see. How are we looking out there? Good? I guess so. All right, so here it is. What are we? This is what? This is Thursday night. Thursday night. Okay. I'm lost. I lost my bearings. Forgot what day it was. No, I knew what day it was. I forgot where we were here. That's okay. That happens from time to time in my young age. And from years of, well, I can blame Jack Daniels for that, right? Got to blame somebody. So here we are, and welcome to Aware and Convinced. That's the name of the stream and the channel, Aware and Convinced. All right, what does that mean? Well, it means if you're going to make any kind of change at all in your life, you better become aware and convinced. This is live video number 3. I'm going to have to make sure I make a note. Live stream number 3. And I hope you'll join me on your journey to recovery and through recovery. If you're recovered, great. If you're on your way to recovery, great. And if you just given it a passing thought, maybe I need to do something about my addiction, then welcome in. And believe me, you're more than welcome here. And remember, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one small step. You know that, right? Okay, and this is live, and I'm really glad you're here on this Thursday evening. I've got my little iced coffee here, which I'm going to enjoy. I'm a coffee lover, coffee drinker, and welcome. Pull up a chair, couch, whatever, relax. So, my name is Glenn, and I'm a recovered alcoholic. I drank for over 40 years, and I can remember probably 4 out of the 40. And by the grace of God, I've been sober now for over 5,000 days. And, 40 years is a long time. That was way back when I found alcohol. Now, this channel isn't about blame or shame. It's about honesty, accountability, and the raw reality of addiction and the power of hope and recovery. And recovery, of course, doesn't erase the past. That's something you live with the rest of your life. But it does give us a chance to be forgiven for it. And we do that by taking one honest step at a time, one day at a time. And like I said, I've been sober now over 5,000 days, almost 15 years, coming up on the 15 years in June. Father's Day, as a matter of fact, as of this recording. And I have been asked before, how did you do it? How did you do it? Well, I did it one day at a time. And when I was early in sobriety, it was 1 hour at a time. And at times it was 1 minute at a time, believe it or not. But for the most part, if we can do it one day at a time, that's solid. And that means we're on our way to recovery. With a little time, a little help, commitment, and faith in your higher power, who whom I choose to call God, okay, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's waiting there for you. A pot of gold at the end of the at the rainbow. It really is. So starting this live stream has been a challenge for me because I'm new at this, and but I'm each time I do it, I get a little more comfortable, and with any luck, this thing will help somebody out there, maybe help you. So basically, I said, why not? Let's do it. Hey, nothing to lose. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost you anything, and it may save your life. And that is a step in the right direction right there. So I did want to do something about addiction and recovery. I know there's a lot of different streams out there with different folks doing different things. Some of them very different things. And this is just my opinion. I think you're better off getting something out of a stream that can help you live a better and longer life. And that's why I started this one here. Okay. Now, hopefully, we're not going to be lecturing. Okay. And, we're not going to shame you. We're here for one reason only, and that's for the truth and to help you in recovery. Okay. And if you are recovered, alcoholic, drug addict, you're welcome. Come on in, sit down, join the party. Drop me a chat, and we'll chat. If you have any questions, concerns, or just want to make your presence known, that's fine. So here we are. This is Addiction and Recovery. It's not getting any better. Hey, Goosey Thug. All right. Welcome. Welcome on this Thursday evening. So, addiction and recovery, listen, it's not getting any easier out there. It's not getting any better out there for sure. Even though Trump blew up some boats, they've got a way around it. You know that. The drugs are still out there. It may cost a little more. Eventually going to cost your life, of course, but that's another story. But it's still out there. It's still present. And we're going to make sure that we give you the right information. The shirt, awesome. Like my daughter. It should be an S on there because my daughters. I guess they forgot the S. Awesome, like my daughters. And I got my kids back after being addicted to alcohol for 40 years. I finally got my kids back, and believe me, that's a blessing and a miracle. And so thankful. So thankful. So doesn't matter what your addiction is, whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, porn, whatever. Thanks, Goosey Thug. I like it too. I thought it was adorable when I got it. That's why I'm wearing it as a regular thing. Very proud of my daughters, both of them. And so again, doesn't matter what your addiction is, whatever it is. Consider this your safe space, your refuge, your home away from home. And I'll be sharing with you my story along the way here and how I recovered and how I stay quit and how my higher power, whom I choose to call God, finally made it happen for me. Now, listen, don't let the God thing take you out here, because we can cover that. We can talk about it. I don't care what religion or spirituality you believe in. You can have a choice. It's a free country. Right now it is anyway. So it's your choice. But God is my higher power. And I have to thank God, because it's really a miracle that I'm able to sit here and carry on. Goosey Thug says, my addicted to feet. You're addicted to feet. Okay. Well, that's okay. It's all right. That's okay. Whatever floats your boat. That's what I say. Whatever floats your boat. It's okay. But I just say, welcome. Hey, thanks for coming in. uh, oh, man. So you need a little help? All right. Well, like I said, it doesn't matter what your addiction is. We're going to pass along the basics and get you started in recovery so you don't have that issue pop up anymore. Okay. And believe me, everything on this channel is in the stream is my opinion, just my opinion from my experience in recovery. Okay. So yeah, why not? Why not start this channel? There's a lot of them out there. Matter of fact, I think I saw a foot channel out there, believe it or not. But yeah, stick around. Stick around. So this is the place for refuge, safe space, like I said. And, I believe in miracles too, because I am one. And don't let the God thing take you out, because your drug of choice or your addiction, whatever it is going to do that for you. No questions asked. Okay. What's in a name? Well, the name of the channel is Aware and Convinced. It seems like a fitting name considering the topic. So let me ask you a simple question. Are you aware and convinced? Are you aware and convinced? Because to get sober and stay sober, first of all, you got to be both aware of your problem and convinced that it's time to do something about it. Bottom line. And you've got to make a change, a complete change. Has to happen. And it will happen. Will happen. With a little help, little faith, and a belief that your higher power is there to help you out. Okay? But you've got to make the change. It's ultimately up to you. You want to live like that? Great, go ahead. Please, be my guest. But if you don't want to live like that anymore, then you got to make a change up here. I know it took me a while. Hard head. Took me a while to get it, but I finally did. All right. So Goosey Thug wants to know what to do about his issue. Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, Goosey Thug, and this is just my opinion, I'm not sure that's an addiction. Okay. When we talk about addiction, for the most part, what we talk about is, and I'm going to give you the direct definition, a biopsychological situation whereby an individual's functionality is dependent on the necessitated reconsumption of a psychoactive substance. Okay. And that's right out of Wikipedia. Check it out. That's primarily what we're concerned with here. Now, yours sounds a little bit different. Okay. So you might want to speak to a professional about that. Okay. Check it out with your doctor first, and then they can suggest who you talk to about that particular situation. All right. But thanks for being here anyway. Do appreciate it. So we are going to talk, and we're going to talk about addiction as it's defined. And no fluff, just honest talk about the highs, lows, and everything in between when it comes to addiction, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or whatever. And A while ago, now about 2 years as of this broadcast, I had an event happen in my life that changed me um immensely. And that's one of the reasons I started this stream. Back in the day, alcohol was my thing, as much alcohol as I could possibly drink. But honestly, it could have been any drug because alcohol is a drug and a drug is a drug, and it doesn't matter. And I've been retired now for about 2 years, and as it turns out, I'm not retirement type. I'm too young to retire. I wish. I come from a background of entertainment, and if you know anything or heard anything, any rumors or there's always something about people in entertainment, that's for sure. And basically, I'm lucky to be alive. Um, so here we are, and we're doing our thing. All right. So if you do decide that you want to get clean and sober, then what I would suggest is hang around. Now, keep in mind that, life in general isn't perfect. Just because you get clean and sober, it doesn't mean life is going to be a cakewalk, as they used to say. Being sober isn't perfection, it's progress. And it's not all sunshine. It is not all sunshine. It is not all unicorns. And it's not all rainbows. Okay? It's kind of a mix. Right? Oh, let me fix this thing here. I've got a little technical glitch that I want to take care of. I can't quite figure out what's going on here. Bear with me. Oh, I know what one of the problems is. How about this? Let's do it this way. Does that make a difference? Nope. Sure doesn't. All right. Hang on. Okay. Trying to fix my little glitch here and not having much luck at it. So we'll carry on. Excuse me. Banging into everything here. All right. So, bottom line is, as I said, life is not perfect. Even if you do get sober and clean, life is not perfect. It is still life, and it has its ups and downs and challenges. And sometimes there's storms, and they're big storms like tornadoes and hurricanes in your life. And sometimes it gets really hard, really, really hard. But through it all, I can say, by the grace of God, I don't drink, I don't use, and that's one thing I won't compromise on ever again. However, am I perfect? No, there was only one perfect. You know that. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm still a work in progress. Now, oh, good to see you too, Diane. Thank you. my my shining face. Good to see my shining face. Oh, we have great stories to share. Yes, we do. I've got many of them. That's great to see you too. Thank you so much. Oh, it's amazing. It's really great. Um, yeah. So back to my back to my story. And I don't mind. I really don't mind sharing it. I don't because it's part of my life and it's part of the change that I've gone through over the years. And not only that, but getting a little bit older has something to do with it. I'm sure. I'm not sure why, but it does. I can pretty much count on that. But As I said, about 2 years ago, I had an event happen in my life that changed me forever. Um, and I know there's some other folks out there that have experienced similar things, similar events. At that time, I did lose my wife of 30 years. Well, we almost made 30. 30? Yeah, almost made 30. Almost. Just by what, a month? A month or two at the most. Yeah. Um, and she was my best friend, of course, and a mom of two great kids. And they aren't kids anymore. But, it was great to have her around while she was around. However, she was an addict. Not at first, but she became a real hard addict. And I lost her to an overdose. And it was the hardest loss I've ever gone through. It shattered me completely, shattered my faith. It was one of those moments that we never think will happen, but it does happens. And we never think it's going to happen to us, right? We never think it's going to happen to us. But it can. And it did happen to me. And I hope it never happens to you. Through it all, I didn't pick up a drink or a drug. And that, my friend, is a miracle. Diane lost her husband. Yeah, yeah, I do. I do remember that was a long time ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 13 years ago. Yeah. And now you live a wonderful life. And that's a blessing. It is a blessing. Um, how did it change my life? Well, I decided, number one, I was going to become active in sharing my recovery and hopefully um, pass along, even if it's that much information, to somebody else out there that might need some help with their addiction, whether it's alcohol or drugs or whatever. Okay. Um, I shut the door on drugs and alcohol for good. And for now, just know it's possible, it can be done, and you're not crazy. If you're thinking about it, you're not crazy at all. You're right where I was about 15 years ago. So I'd like to pass on some of that, share my experiences, and again, it doesn't bother me to share at all. I hope this stream will give you a little boost, a little faith, and faith is important. We talk about faith a lot here. Maybe a little spark, maybe even a kick in the butt, or a kick in the ass if you prefer. Either way, a kick, maybe even a laugh. The main thing is to keep going, keep moving forward, not backwards, forwards. And I believe that you can do it if you want to. You can do it, but ultimately it's up to you, right? And I'm here to help you. We'll do it together, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, one stream at a time, whatever it takes. Getting sober and staying sober is a process. It probably won't happen overnight. It might. It pretty much happened to me overnight, but that's another story we'll get into. But typically, it may take some time. I mean, it didn't happen to me the first time I said I'm going to get sober. It didn't happen to me overnight like that. No. Eventually, all of a sudden, after months of relapsing and staying sober and relapsing and getting sober and relapsing, Then one night it did happen. Actually, it was during the day. It did happen. And if you let it happen to you, you live a lot longer and a lot healthier life down the road. Absolutely. Okay, so with that being said, what we were going to do this evening is we're going to talk a little bit about the 12-step program that is pretty much universal when it comes to recovery. Very few variations, very few. And we're going to look at step one, and the 12 steps. Now, for Alcoholics Anonymous, and I love them, and again, this is just my opinion about Alcoholics Anonymous. What a great place to start. What a wonderful place to start. And again, it's just my opinion. Fantastic. That's what got me started. And I loved it. And you don't have to be just an alcoholic to go. Whatever your addiction is, they welcome you with open arms at AA. 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous starts with step one. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Well, you may say, well, I'm not an alcoholic. I do drugs. I'm a pothead. Or I like powder. Or I like whatever. That's okay. You don't have to be an alcoholic to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. You can plug in whatever you want there. There's a 12-step program from the Life Recovery folks. And their first step says, we admitted that we were powerless over our problems and that our lives had become unmanageable. So that one right there includes drugs, food, and some other addictions: porn, lust, sex, all addictions, because they all get the dopamine going, right? So they put in the word problems in their step one. And one of the most recent groups that I've attended now for, I say recent, yeah, it's been a while actually. It's been, a little over 2 years now. About 2 years. In a group called Celebrate Recovery. Can you see that? This is their study Bible. I don't know if you, oh, there it is. Celebrate Recovery. Study Bible. Great group, fabulous group, fantastic group. I can't say enough about them. But what they do is they've broken it down even a little further than 12 steps. They put it down into 8 principles. But their first principle, principle 1, pretty much the same as the other first steps of the 12 steps. Principle 1, realize I am not God. I admit that I am powerless to control the tendency to do the wrong thing and that my life is unmanageable. Basically the same thing as the other steps, as the other step 1 that are listed here. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you take or which one you decide that you like a little bit better. And the main thing is that you take that first step. Okay. Hello, Ozerlerlandali. Ozerlu Erlandali. Dali. I'm really sorry I'm butchering your name there. Okay. Apologize for that. Main thing is, it does, like I said, it doesn't matter. Oh, you're Irish. No wonder I can't say. That's one of the original words from way, way back, right? That's beautiful. Um, well, welcome, Ireland. Nice to have you here. I'm Irish too, actually. Wow, that's a mix. Half Turk, half Irish, he says. I said he. It could be a she, could be a he. He doesn't say. She doesn't say. They don't say. It really doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, I'm part Irish too. I wonder if that had anything to do with my. No, couldn't have, right? Couldn't have anything to do with it. I don't know. My grandfather was Irish too, and he had a little problem too. And his grandfather before him, his father before him, I should say. Um, no apologies. No apologies needed. Your English is fine. You do good. Not no problem at all. Welcome. Glad you're here. Um, this is a place that's going to be a safe space, and we'll talk about problems and issues related to recovery, and whether it's drugs or alcohol or something else, you're more than welcome here. So we're talking about the 12 steps and the first step in the 12-step program, and that is worldwide. Doesn't matter if you're in Ireland or England or Germany, France, Spain. Doesn't matter, anywhere around the world. Pretty much the 12 steps are the same. The process of getting sober, staying sober, and living a new life. Um, oh, thank you too. Thank you. We're not talking about drugs. We're talking about getting sober. That's what we're talking about. The process of recovery. I guess to talk about drugs and alcohol in general, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we do. So we're tackling the first step of the 12-step program to sobriety, to recovery, and just doing a little review on the first step. Um, you never use drug? That's great. Oz, I'm going to shorten your name, Oz. I hope you don't mind. We'll just call you Oz for now because I do apologize not being able to make it through your Irish name there. But and Progon, thank you for joining us as well. As I said, we're talking about recovery from drugs and alcohol. Um, okay, don't understand that, but that's okay. And Oz says he never uses or they never use drugs, but he's on a steroid. Well, as long as it comes from the doctor, all right. As long as it comes from the doc, for the most part, you're good to go. They do have a downside, especially if you take too many. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get into it. That's something you can search on Google for sure. Barris. Barris. Okay. Thank you, Barris. Appreciate that. And no, I'm not Turkish. I know you're not talking to me. I know you're not talking to me. No, we're here in the greatest USA. So, oh, I got to put on my new hat. It's a weird hat. It's two-tone hat, two colors. My new hat. Proudly served. I am a vet. Yep. One of my fun nights out was in France, and got together with a bunch of other guys. Went out to a dinner, and now that was a long time ago. But I had an alcohol problem, and the alcohol problem was I could not stop after two or three. I had to keep going. And I was going and going and going and going. And they just about had to carry me back to the ship. And yeah, that was bad. But, you know, that's just part of the alcoholic tendency in my genes, in my makeup. You know, one was too many, and 20 wasn't enough. The whole bottle wasn't enough. And finally, it caught up with me. A little bit of my story. That's just one little piece. Getting back to the 12 steps. First step, we admitted that we were powerless over our problems and that our life had become unmanageable. Well, there's a perfect example of unmanageable, especially when you're working for Uncle Sam, the military. It's rough. It could have been very bad. But I did make it through. I think that was, probably one of the last times I drank in when I was in the Navy. Not for any particular reason other than the fact that we were out at sea most of the time. We couldn't get to a bar. But when we came in, that was a different story, right? 12 steps. Number one, admitted we were powerless over our problems and our lives had become unmanageable. Okay, that's number one. Basically the same. Celebrate recovery. NA, same thing. AA, same thing. We've got to take that first step and admit we're aware that we got a problem. If you don't admit you have a problem, and I didn't at first, I know what it's like. Alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic. I like a few drinks. Yeah, get a little bit crazy. I'm not an alcoholic. Nah, never happened. Well, it took me a while to finally figure out that, yeah, I was an alcoholic. And I'm proud of it. I was an alcoholic. I admitted that I was powerless. I was powerless. Like I said, one was too many. 15 was not enough. And our lives became unmanageable. Oh my goodness, our lives became unmanageable. Well, my life became unmanageable, that's for sure. I didn't know if I was coming or going or sleeping or awake or calling in sick to work, and had so many golden opportunities laid before me, and basically said, I'm not interested. I don't, that's, what's that? I don't, blew them up, blew them away. So many golden opportunities gone, like that old movie or the book, if you prefer. Gone with the wind, just blown away. Because of me, because of me. It was all me. It wasn't them. They didn't do anything. They offered me opportunity. Here, we want to give you this. Would you like this? I don't want it. I don't know. Maybe. I can't come to work today. I'm not feeling good. I'm sick. I gotta hang. I'm under the weather. I think I got that stomach thing that's going around. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow. Maybe the next day. Maybe I'll just take the week off this week. Yeah, I'm under the weather. Yeah, for real. However, at one point we became just my little logo up here, aware and convinced. Step one, We admitted that we had a problem, and we were powerless over our problems, and that our lives had become unmanageable. We admit it. Oh, by the way, not to change the subject, but if you think you're liking what you're hearing or may like to keep visiting the channel, please just click on the like and subscribe. Each time I do a live stream, you'll be notified, and that will help me get this message off to more people. So I would appreciate that. Like and subscribe, okay? Thank you. Appreciate it very much. So that's step one. All right. So let's look at it in a little bit deeper here. We admitted we were powerless. I made some notes. Powerless over our problems. Our lives have become unmanageable. Admitting powerlessness is the beginning of real freedom. Yeah, it really is the beginning of real freedom. What if the very thing you've been fighting to control is the one thing that's controlling you right now? Drugs, alcohol, or any of your addictions. How about that? Um, you want it to keep controlling you, or do you want to do something about it? What if strength doesn't begin with trying harder, but with finally admitting, I can't do this alone? I can't do this by myself. I need some help. That's strength. Sounds backwards. You know, you'd think, oh, I can do it on my own is strength, but it's not. Because to be perfectly honest, and again, this is just my opinion, you can't do it alone. It takes other people to help you do it. Now, that could be me, that could be the live stream, it could be the group AA, NA, Celebrate Recovery. Go to church. But you can't really do it alone. My opinion. Now, somebody out there says, "Oh, I did it alone. I'm fine. I had no problem at all." Well, God bless you. That's a miracle, or it's a lie. I'll go with a miracle. Okay, God bless you. Uh, Millions of people have reached that moment of surrender, and when you do surrender, you admit it, and you say, "My life's a mess." Well, when you finally do admit it, that is the beginning of your recovery. That's where everything changes. Okay. Um, and interestingly, you know, if you know somebody that has a problem, may be nice, but it might be a good idea just to keep an eye on them and casually mention, how's it going? You still got that job? You still married? You still seeing your significant other? How's everything? May not hurt to ask those questions gently, because they if they're going to get it, if they're going to recover, they have to come to this on their own. They have to say, yeah, I am powerless and my life is a mess. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was powerless and my life was a mess. And look, this isn't about weakness, it's about honesty. Honesty. I can say from experience and knowing other people that tried to get sober, they weren't honest. They weren't honest with themselves. My opinion again. If you're going to get sober, number one, you got to be honest. Okay? You've got to be. Um, oh, here's a little zinger. One of the little notes here I have. Powerlessness. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means that something, alcohol, addiction, a behavior, has taken control in a way that you can't fix by willpower alone. Whoa, isn't that the truth? Yeah, I tried the willpower thing. And it didn't work. First thing I wanted to do was go get a drink. Yeah, I can stop. I'm going to think about it. I'm just going to think about it, and I'm going to try harder, and I'm going to cut down, and I'm not. I'll have one drink. Well, maybe two. Well, three if it could be three. But listen, if I have four, don't that would or five would be just too way too much, right? Yeah, that was me. That was me. That was me. Oh, thanks for the respect for the vets, by the way. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was me. So you can't do it by willpower alone. We know that. That's a fact. It's been proven over and over and over again. Um, you can't fix it by willpower. And unmanageability, of course, that shows up. Well, your relationships fall apart, number one. How many of those? Oh, I don't know. Too many to count. Great relationships. Great, I can say that for myself. Fabulous relationships, great people. Whether it was males or females, I'm partial to females, but of course I have male friends, but some of those relationships, I just tore them up and threw them away. That was my addiction, not me, not not the me inside there or inside here, not the godly me. That was messed up me. Lost opportunities. I already talked about that. Yeah, here's a new job for you. You want this job? Come on over. Yeah, I'll take the job. And a week later, so drunk that you can't show up, or so lost in the ozone. Was that a song? I think that was a song. Let me see. It was something. Lost in the ozone. Let's see. Oh. Lost in the Ozone, an album by Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. Oh my gosh. I'm old enough to remember them. Another song by Motorhead. Wow. Popular phrase, lost in the ozone. Well, it's the truth. Smoking, doping, lost in the ozone. Oh, yeah. Anyhow, where was I? Oh, man. Lost opportunities. Yeah, so many opportunities presented on a silver or a gold platter. Here you go. Yeah, I'll take it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Man, I did it. I spent some time in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a lot of Nashvilles out there, you know. Nashville, Kentucky, I think is one. Isn't there Nashville somewhere else too? A couple of them. I could look it up, but anyway, Nashville, Tennessee, back in the day, and that was my list of opportunities that were handed to me. I was in the music business, and yeah, here, take this. We want to give it to you. We want you to have it. Yeah, yeah. It was bad news. I was bad news. You know, lost opportunities, emotional chaos. Yeah, this is unmanageability, by the way. Emotional chaos. Yeah, I lived on that for a while, and living in denial or living on denial. Living on denial, and denial is not a river, right? In Egypt, most people don't arrive at step one because life is going great. Isn't that the truth? They arrive because something isn't working anymore. Mainly their life isn't working. Yeah. Yep. 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 So a lot of people, and I know I was one of them, struggle with control because I didn't want to give up my control to anybody or anything. And like I said, you know, you might be one of those people that say, "Hey, look, yeah." Diane says it's scary to jump off the merry-go-round. Yeah, yeah, it is scary, you know. But sometimes we need help to take that step, you know. Um, but like I said earlier, if you're like some people, I'll just cut back. I can do it myself. I only drink on weekends. Tried that. What time? Oh, well, we'll start at 5, 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Oh, we're having a party at 2. Okay, we'll start at 2 then. Oh, what? A bar? Oh, lunch. Oh, barbecue. Oh, noontime. Okay, noontime. Noontime. Yeah, okay, noontime. That's when we'll start. Noontime. I'll only drink on weekends, starting at 7 a.m. And I've got this under control. I can do this. But, you know, look, it keeps coming back and biting you in the butt. It does. That's what addiction is. And addiction thrives on the illusion of control. Now, I base a lot of my beliefs on the Christian belief system. I am a Christian, and the Bible speaks directly to this human struggle. It does. Here's what the Bible says: Proverbs 14:12, and this is the new international version. There's a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. Proverbs 14:12. Well, that's True. You think it's right. I got this under control. I can do this. It's right. I can do it. But you know what's going to happen. You're going to fall off the wagon, whether it's alcohol or drugs, and you're going to get hurt or worse. And there's always that worse. Worse. And we convince ourselves every day that we're okay. We're fine. I woke up this morning. I had a little bit of a hangover, but I'm okay. Ready to rock and roll again at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Ready to go again? Let's party. Well, step one, when you finally decide to take it, is going to break that illusion totally. Destroy it. Pride, ego. Yeah. Talk about that. I don't want to give up. I don't want to admit anything. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't want to admit it. I'm not. And I'm not powerless. My life is manageable. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's manageable. Sort of. A little, maybe. I can try to pay the bills this month. Maybe. Well, get a new job since they fired me from the last one. I can do that. Yeah. We convince ourselves we're okay when we're not. I guess that's human nature, really, isn't it? I'm okay. I'm fine. There's nothing bothering me. I'm perfectly fine just because I have 6 glasses of wine at night. No problem here. Well, I got news for you because there's pain right down the street waiting for you. Down the street, it's right outside your house. Pacing up and down the street looking for you. Mr. Pain, he's out there. That's Pain. All you have to do is keep on doing what you're doing, and Mr. Pain will take care of you in short order. I can guarantee. All right, that's our pride and our ego that get in the way. So, and why is that? Why does our pride and ego get in the way? Because the way we're brought up. Especially, now I can't speak for today. But I can speak from past experience. I was always taught, and I'm sure there's a lot of young men and women today that are taught, be strong, be independent, don't admit weakness. Who does that remind you of? Don't admit weakness. Don't ever apologize for anything. Who is that? Who does that bring to mind? That's TRUM. Well, the rest is, what that is. Don't admit weakness. Okay. But if you're in recovery, of course, I don't think he's ever heard that word recovery, but maybe. Admitting powerlessness it feels like failure, but it's not. It's opening up a new door for you to change. And here's a powerful truth, another one, a Bible quote from James 4:6. God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. Oh, how many times have you heard that? Be humble, be humble, be godly, be more humble. Absolutely true. And it works. It'll work for you. It doesn't really matter what your pain is. If you're humble and faithful, it'll help a lot. Humility is not humiliation. Humility is clarity, and that's like seeing things the way they really are. Look in the mirror, look in the mirror, and see how things are. I did that. I had to do that. I had to look in the mirror. It took me a while. No doubt about it. Didn't happen overnight. It did take me a while, but I finally looked in the mirror and said, boy, this is not me. You're not me. You are not me. Had one of those awakenings, especially when you're behind bars in a cell for a DUI at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you look in that, I don't know what they have in there. They used to have like a piece of metal or something screwed into the wall. That would be the mirror. Yeah, look into that. You can see a blur. That was pretty much it. That was it. Seeing things the way they are. You were a blur. I was a blur. That was my life. My life was a blur. So we're talking about step one of the 12-step program tonight. And step one begins with honesty. You got to have honesty, and not just quick. Hey, I'll be honest. Okay, no problem. I'll be honest. It's got to be deep honesty, uncomfortable truths. I can't stop on my own. This is affecting and really screwing up my life, and I need help. And once you do that, that's where life really begins. That's where your life changes. That's where living begins. Okay, really living. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom doesn't come from pretending or being dishonest. It comes from truth. And honestly, the people that I have known in the past, especially those bar buddies, and again, this is just my opinion, they all had problems too. They couldn't be truthful and they couldn't be free. And that's what keeps the liquor business in business, right? And for some people that can handle it, that's great. What does it say in AA? The dream of every alcoholic is to be able to drink like normal people, normal drinkers, normal people that don't go over the line. People that don't end up in jail every time they drink. If if your life is unmanageable now, you know it, right? You know it. Anxiety all the time. Now, I have anxiety, not all the time, but I think most people have anxiety from time to time, no matter, over an issue or whatever. But this is anxiety you can't get rid of. You can't shake it. Another one of those unmanageable things, again, is the relationships. Promises that you keep breaking to yourself. Yeah. And getting stuck in a cycle. Oh, that's so easy to do, especially when you're addicted. Alcohol, drugs, whatever, food, another one, another big one. Porn, it's an addiction, sex addiction. Um, yeah, when your life feels out of control, even if it looks okay on the outside, it's unmanageable. You're ready to make a change. You got to make a change. That's that cycle. If you don't change it, nothing changes if nothing changes. Yeah, good point. Good point. So, yeah, you might still have a job. You might be fine at your job, but inside you're breaking up. Literally, you're cracking up inside, but you're making it through the day. I've had those. I've been there and done that. Had the job, totally messed up. Chaos, drama, all inside, anxiety. Oh, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. It's so hard to have an addiction. It's so hard. And I could make a list a mile long about how hard it is and what the things are that are difficult. There's a lot of them. Um, one of the things I said earlier about denial, that's no, I'm not an addict. I said that. I'm not addicted to alcohol. What are you, crazy? I just like to have 5 or 6 drinks. That's all. I'm not addicted to. I don't do. Well, I do drink every day, but it's not that much. It's not a big deal, really. It's just I do. I just do. I enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's denial. It's not that bad. I know a lot of other people that are worse, and I can stop anytime. That's denial. And denial just going to keep you stuck in the rut over and over again. You'll do the same thing and you'll end up in the same place eventually. That Mr. Payne out there, he's going to get you. He's going to get you. Um, so, what do? We admit that our lives have become unmanageable. That is what many would call a surrender step. So that means we surrender. I surrender. Okay, now surrender isn't the same as giving up. If you give up, hey, I give up. I give up. That's not going to change anything. Okay. Surrender says, I need a different way. I need a different path. I need a different road to go down. This one is not working. It's not working for me. Good grief. I had to figure that out. Took me a while. Had to get kicked in the head a couple of times. Not literally, although sometimes it feels literal. But why am I getting kicked in the head again? What's going on? Well, I need a different way. And you may need a different way. That's surrender, redirection. It's not defeat, it's redirection. I can't do this alone. I'm willing to try something else. And just as the first AA meeting I went to, I did not go because I thought I needed something else. I went because the judge said, you got to go to 20 AA meetings or 10 or whatever the number was. It was probably more like 10. Okay, I'll go. So the first AA meeting I went to, I walk in, it's all these people talking to each other and laughing and joking. And I sat in the back, of course, and the meeting starts. And they had this person come up. I can't remember whether it was a lady or a gentleman that came up and was talking about their story and of alcoholism and how they came about to solve their problem and had sobriety of length of time. To me, they were all talking Chinese. And no offense to the Chinese. I, I don't know what they were talking about because I wasn't me. I didn't have an alcohol problem. I wasn't drinking every day. Well, yeah, it was, but it was an alcohol problem. It wasn't a problem. I mean, I was here because of the judge, and I did have to go to court, and I did spend a night in jail that first time, but that was just you know, that was just bad luck. That's all that was. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. That was denial for sure. So I wasn't ready to surrender the first time. That's the first time, the third time, the eighth time, the 10th time. I wasn't ready to surrender anything. Boom, boom. Took me, yeah, hard. It took me a while. Um, all right. So to take it one step further, the first step, um, step one doesn't really require you to do anything spiritually. At step one, when you first decide that you've got to take a different path, okay, but it opens the door. And once you admit you're powerless, the next question becomes, how do I get some help? Well, for a lot of people, that answer comes in the form of God, their higher power. Now, like I said earlier tonight, look, don't let the God thing scare you. If you're a non-believer, that's okay. Nobody's going to hold that against you. But you should, and again, this is my opinion and the opinion of a lot of other recovered addicts as well. You should have a higher power. Somebody that's bigger than you. Okay? Now you can take that in any direction you want. Now, as far as the Christian belief through the Bible, Philippians 4:13 says in the New International Version, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Well, I believe that. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Absolutely. It doesn't say I can do this by myself. I don't need any help. Thank you very much. It doesn't say that. It says through him, the capital H. And step one prepares your heart to receive help beyond yourself. Exactly. Something bigger and greater than you. It could be anybody that's over 5'6" for me. Now, one of the most important things to remember in this whole thing, doesn't matter if it's step 1 or step 12, is that you are not alone in this. You are not alone. I'm here. We're here to help you. At least point you in the right direction, give you some ideas. Okay? You're not alone. Millions of people, millions, literally millions of people have stood or sat exactly where you are. I didn't know millions of people sitting in this chair? No way. I need a new chair. There's millions out there that have recovered. and have faced the same trials that you may have faced in your addiction, no matter what it is. There's a lot of people out there that have gone through it and are willing to help. And they all took the first step. Not perfectly. Nobody's perfect. Nobody on this earth, anyway. But honestly, that's one of the biggest keys. Honesty, 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 and truth. Some of us don't want anything to do with honesty and truth because it hurts too much. But the only way you're going to get over that hump is to be honest with yourself. And that honesty will change everything in your life. Okay, so a couple of questions. All right. If you're ready to get sober and take the first step, admit that you're powerless over your problem, your addiction, and that your life has become unmanageable. Number one, have you truly admitted that you're powerless over your addiction? Number two, in what ways has your life become unmanageable? Oh, man. That should be a pretty easy one. Stack of bills. The wife booted you out of the house. Oh, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah. Divorce, jail, whatever. Pick one. What are you still trying to control? You can't do it alone. And what would happen if you did ask for some help? What do you think would happen? It might work. Why would you be afraid of that? Well, I was at first. Oh, good Lord, what am I going to do if I get sober? I won't be able to think. I won't be able to have fun. I won't be able to do anything. Well, wrong. Ask for help. Okay. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. You know, if you don't make the first step, nothing's going to change, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Mr. Payne is waiting out in the street for you right now. That's where you may end up at the end of the night, in the street, alive or otherwise. Okay. That's enough of that, right? So I'm going to take about a 3-minute pause here, and then I'm going to come back and we'll wrap this thing up pretty quick. Okay. So bear with me while I take a pause for the cause. I'll be right back. Did you want to come in here with me? That was fun, wasn't it? Even had my mic on. That's all right. Hey, I'm normal. Okay, back at it. That'll go down in history. What happened to my? Why is that like that? Oh, okay, that's better. I still don't understand why that's like that, but let's go over here. Okay. All right. Oh, well, that's okay. I can live with that. All right. Just talking to myself here while I'm trying to get things organized. All right. So I'm so organized. All right. I think we'll just go back there where we were. All right. So we covered step one tonight in the 12-step program of recovery. Alcoholics Anonymous, NA, AA, Life Recovery, or Celebrate Recovery. They're basically all the same. Admit we were powerless over our problems and our life had become unmanageable or a mess. That's it. That's once you get that step down seriously, then you're on your way to recovery, without a doubt. You're on your way. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank everybody for joining in tonight. And please leave a like and a subscribe, and that'll help me get the message out to some other folks who need to get into recovery. That's why we're here. If you can take away this much of what I've babbled about tonight, it may save your life. Okay? And that's what we want after all. We want to keep you around for a little while, right? So with that, I will say, again, my name is Glenn, aware and convinced. Got to be both of those. Leave the old life behind, start a new one. This is our journey. We're here together. And if you like and subscribe, again, that could help other people get the message as well. And I do appreciate it. Thanks for being here. God bless you. God bless our veterans. And remember, somebody out there loves you. And we'll see you next time. God bless you.